JonBenet Ramsey was a 6-year-old beauty pageant queen. She was a very happy and extroverted child. JonBenet lived in a mansion in Boulder, Colorado. Her house was over 11,000 square feet. JonBenet lived with her mother Patsy, her father John, and her 9-year-old brother Burke. It is believed that JonBenet was kidnapped from her home on Christmas night of 1996. She was found dead the next morning in her basement. She was found with her mouth duct taped, her hands tied together by a wire, and she was wrapped in a blanket. Although JonBenet had a fractured skull, it was ruled that she died from asphyxiation. When JonBenet's father John found her body, he picked her up and brought her upstairs. There's massive amounts of evidence that make this case strange and makes the conspiracy that JonBenet's brother Burke was the one who killed her and his parents are covering up for them seem like a reality. There was no forced entry into the house, which means the killer had to be let in, live in the house, or know that the window in the basement had been broken for months. JonBenet's ransom note was written on a piece of paper from the notepad in the family's kitchen. The person who wrote the note had misspelled many words and asked for $118,000, which was John's exact work bonus that year. The only people who would have known this would be John, his wife, and maybe a few people he worked with. Also in the note, some lines were the same as the lines in ransom notes in movies. The ransom note was looked at by a handwriting analyst, and they came to the conclusion that it wasn't John's or Burke's, but it is likely to be Patsy's, JonBenet's mother's, handwriting. Patsy told police that when she called 911, Burke was still asleep in his room, but there were 3 voices heard in the call: Patsy's, John's, and one unknown person's voice. Police were told that after the family got back from Christmas dinner, JonBenet went right upstairs to sleep, but that could not have been true because an autopsy revealed that she had undigested pineapple in her stomach. Also on the kitchen table was a bowl of pineapple and milk, which was JonBenet's favorite dessert. This is weird because she was said to have gone right to bed. Experts believe that the item that caused JonBenet's skull fracture was a heavy-duty flashlight. There have been many people that have come forward and said that they were JonBenet's killer, including John Mark Carr and Gary Oliva, but none were credible. Burke was said to have anger issues and hit his sister, which is what makes this theory seem so likely. The most believed theory is that Patsy and John made Burke pineapple and milk for dessert, and JonBenet came in the kitchen and took some of Burke's food, which made him lash out and hit her over the head with a flashlight. The family had thought that JonBenet was dead, so they faked a kidnapping and put her body in the wine cellar. It is believed that the family thought she was already dead, and they didn't realize that when they tied the wire around her neck, they were actually killing her. Burke has only been interviewed one time in the 26 years since his sister's untimely death. During this interview, Burke was smiling the entire time, and he almost looked happy to be talking about his sister's death. The question still remains: who killed JonBenet Ramsey?